Woman reveals how a selfie with a school friend revealed she'd been stolen as a baby. A woman has revealed her shock after a selfie with a friend at school led her to uncovering that the woman she believed to be her mother had actually stolen her from a hospital. Michelle Solomon, 21, from Cape Town, was shocked when she took a snap with a friend from school called Cassidy Nurse, who was 3 years younger but looked identical to her. After Cassidy showed the photo to her parents, the girls discovered they were half-sisters and that Michelle was actually Zephanie Nurse, who'd been abducted from Groot Schuur Hospital in Cape Town 17 years previously. She'd been raised by Lavona Solomon and had no idea that that wasn't her real mother. Speaking publicly for the first time, Michelle said she was devastated by the discovery, telling the BBC, "I sat there in shock. My life was out of control." Michelle was a 17-year-old high school student when classmates started telling her about a girl several years younger who looked identical to her. Unaware they were related, the girls struck up a close friendship, despite their age difference, and soon became inseparable. She said she felt an instant connection to the younger girl, Cassidy, and that the two joked about being sisters in the school corridors. But the true connection didn't come to light until Cassidy showed her parents a selfie they'd taken at school. When Cassidy's parents, Celeste and Morn Nurse, saw the photo, they asked to know when Michelle's birthday was. Morn met the girl, who told him her birthday was the same day as Zephanie, and he went to the police with his suspicions. A few weeks later, Michelle was called to the headmaster's office and told that the woman she believed to be her birth mother had in fact stolen her from the hospital 17 years earlier. And at first, Michelle said she was skeptical of the story, but she agreed to a DNA test which proved conclusively that the nurses were her parents. Michelle was further crushed when the police went on to arrest her mother, Lavona Solomon, and accused the woman she believed to be her mother of walking into the hospital and taking her from her real parents as a baby. She said Lavona's arrest had broken her and that she was overwhelmed at the thought that Lavona was not her mother. She was further devastated by the thought that the mother who had raised her had lied to her. It's thought Lavona concealed a miscarriage and then faked the rest of her pregnancy before stealing Zephanie from the hospital, bringing the baby home and pretending she'd given birth alone. And although Celeste and Morn Nurse had gone on to welcome 3 more children, including Cassidy, they never stopped holding out hope that one day they'd be reunited with their daughter. Despite being divorced, they even celebrated her birthday every year, not knowing their daughter was living just 5 kilometers from them. Michelle then faced the daunting prospect of meeting her biological parents, something which she said she had mixed feelings about. Despite an emotional reunion with Celeste and Morn, she said she felt nothing about them, but suggested she felt it would be a shame for them as they'd been through a lot. Lavona Solomon's trial at the High Court in Cape Town began in August 2015, with both Michelle and her biological parents there to hear her testimony. In court, Lavona gave far-fetched evidence about how she was handed Zephanie by a mysterious woman at a busy train station in Cape Town. It was dismissed by Judge John Hope as a fairy tale, which should be treated with the contempt it deserves. She denied she'd dressed as a nurse to get onto the maternity ward at the Groot Schuur Hospital, where Zephanie was snatched in April 1997, despite being identified by eyewitnesses following her arrest. In 2016, Lavona Solomon was sentenced to 10 years in jail for kidnapping, fraud, and violating the Children's Act. Michelle said she was crushed by what happened, explaining, "I felt like death was happening to me. I was like, how am I going to cope? How am I going to get through life without the mother that I've had every day in my life?" Michelle was left devastated by her mother's incarceration and said she struggled to form a relationship with her biological family. She admitted she even hated them for taking her mother away. Desperate for answers, Michelle went on to visit her mother in prison and begged her to tell her what had happened. She said she asked her mother, "By knowing I'm not your blood, that I actually belong to someone else, and that you've robbed them of possibilities and changed my whole destiny, hurts me. How am I supposed to believe your word when you've lied to me saying that I'm your child?" But Lavona simply told her that she would know what happened one day. She still visits Lavona in prison in Worcester, which is about 120 kilometers from where she lives, and says she wishes time would hurry up because she's waiting for her mother to come home.